Hello, my name is Brian Casey. I'm editor-in-chief of AntMini.com, and we're here at the 2017 edition of the RSNA meeting in Chicago. We're here with Minnie Peiris. She is Chief Marketing Officer at imaging informatics firm Ambra Health, and Dr. Amy Kotsenas. She is a radiologist at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And we're talking about the important issue of how we can get more women to enter the radiology informatics field. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having us, Brian.
Pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having us.
So there's been a lot of attention recently being paid to why more female medical students aren't picking radiology as careers, and then more specifically, why more women aren't getting into radiology informatics. Can we talk a little bit about the issue?
Sure, Brian. I'd like to talk about that. We know that in recent years, the number of women in medical school has increased, and in fact, now is at a point where it's at parity with the number of men. It's about 50-50 men and women in medical school. While we have seen an increase in the number of women choosing radiology as a specialty, we have seen that plateau at about 25% of radiologists in the field of radiology being women. We're not entirely sure of all the reasons why that is, and in fact, the American College of Radiology is undertaking an in-depth study to look at the reasons why women aren't choosing radiology.
And radiology can be a great specialty for women. I mean, there was a study that came out just recently that found that radiology, at least in academic radiology, radiology was the only specialty where women made just as much as men.
That's true. Radiology was the only specialty where that was the case. And we believe that a key factor is in reaching out to medical students early in their career, getting them interested in the field of radiology at the beginning stage, before they've chosen other specialties, and getting them engaged that way. So there are a number of initiatives underway to do that.
Now, more specifically, you are specifically focused on the issue of radiology informatics, and you've got a program here that you're launching, and you had a dinner last night where you talked about the issue. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, so Radix X started last year right here at RSNA, and the goal of that is to get more women into imaging informatics specifically, because when you look at how technology is impacting radiology, that's where a lot of the excitement's coming in around topics like deep learning and AI, and just in how technology is impacting radiology. So we feel like the informatics area is ripe for future success, and hoping to get more women into an emerging field there where it can have a lot of impact on where the future of radiology goes. So Radix X has that mission in terms of opening up networking and mentoring opportunities, particularly for women in informatics. And last night, Ambra Health was proud to host a reception where we launched a new series of awards to highlight those women who have sort of led the way in the field of imaging informatics. And also, we wanted to highlight to be all-inclusive, and a shout out to our Radix Y colleagues. We had a particular award category that highlighted the men who have helped to further the careers of women in imaging informatics.
And can you let us know who some of the winners were last night?
Sure. So leading our troupe, I think, we have an award category called Trailblazer, which is for a woman leader in imaging informatics who has been in their career for more than, let's say, 10 or 15 years. And the winner of that one was Dr. Kathy Andriel, who's mentored so many, over 60 trainees have gone through her program and gotten into the field of imaging informatics. So she's a prime example of a trailblazer in that category. I mentioned, we have a category for Radix X, or Champion, which is for a man who's helped to mentor and guide women in the imaging informatics field, and that went out to Dr. Kurt Langlotz at Stanford. So very happy to highlight those. One of our rising stars, who's an up-and-coming person to watch, was Dr. Judy Wawira Gichoya, who's at Indiana. And then our final category was really for highlighting a woman who's really helped to raise the profile of imaging informatics, and that is our Advocate Award, and that went to Dr. Tessa Cook at University of Pennsylvania.
Great, all great award winners. Dr. Kotsenas, now you've been very involved in imaging informatics. Can you tell us a little bit about your story and how you got involved in it and why you find it an attractive area?
Well, I think imaging informatics is really poised to play a crucial role in the future of radiology. It underpins everything we do, from PACS to speech recognition, to managing workflow, to improving radiology efficiency, even providing the proof for what we do so that we get paid to do it. I got involved really as an interested end user, and got involved in many early PACS and speech recognition implementation projects at Mayo Clinic, and continued to get involved to the point where I now lead all of the IT implementation projects across the whole Mayo Clinic enterprise. So I think really I'm proof positive that anyone is capable of doing it. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of extensive or specialized training. You just have to have an interest, and I think it really helps to have a lot of mentors and sponsors to help bring you along the way.
Do you have any advice for women radiologists out there, or female medical students, about how they can get involved in this program and what they can do to help foster more women in radiology informatics?
Yeah, so Radix X has a resource site that we launched mid-year or so. So if you go to radixx.ambrahealth.com, you'll see a lot of resources available there in terms of courses and things like that you can get involved in to further your career in informatics. Dr. Tessa Cook, actually, one of the reasons we picked her was she just launched a national course on that for residents in their third or fourth years who can specialize that way as well. And then we also have the whole Radix X community. You can follow that hashtag on Twitter, and you'll see all of the mentors that are available to you. And that's something that we're hoping to take on in the next year, is to formalize a mentor and a sponsor program. And we have a terrific community of over 100 members now that are ready and eager to do that.
Well, thank you both for being with us. Signing off for AntMini.com, my name is Brian Casey.